POP pastor that I will call pastor with a difference, with his fashion that is not different from that of home believer, has been caught out in an evil way of making money, disguising himself as a good businessman aside tithe and offering. Let's roll into the video, guys. Die-hard followers will say, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Oh boy, I want you to know that some anointed in the Bible were still drawn to by people of the old and even by Jesus Christ himself. You can see this man right now on the screen whose name is Reverend Emmanuel Ugochukwu of the Christ Living Hope Church in Anambra State, Nigeria. This clergy claimed to have powers to perform miracles. He had taken the words of Christ outside Anambra to Sierra Leone, according to social media posts. He claimed to be on a 3-week crusade mission to Nairobi, Kenya, when the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, nabbed him at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos State, Nigeria. NDLEA reported that Pastor Ewem, who claimed himself Major 1 of Nigeria, had 54 sticks of cannabis wrapped around his body and was arrested on Monday the 7th March 2022 during the outward clearance of passengers on Ethiopian Airlines flight to Nairobi via Addis Ababa. Guys, furthermore, when tested, the 54 sticks proved positive to cannabis. The pastor confessed during the interview that he packed that quantity of illicit substance on his body to use during his 3-week crusade program in Kenya. So guys, if people will look up to like the police and pastors in the society are doing this, then what shall become of the poor and lame man out there that have nothing to do? Guys, imagine a pastor, after collecting tithe and offering as if that is not enough for him, went as far as doing drugs. It's obvious he's going to sell those drugs, alright? And it is also obvious that this man have been doing this for God knows when, him alone knows, until he was exposed on that fateful day. If you look at his lips, you will know that he is totally into drugs. He don't smoke and not be today thing. That is why we are asking, do you really have the quarry in you? Because even our big Oga, a whole deputy commissioner of police, Oga Patapata, where they receive big money, not be small, that whenever he comes like this with entourage, people bow down to him as if he's a mini god, can be allegedly say that he is into this as well. Then what about other people who are not known in the society? Now, men of God that people look up to, that goes to them for prayers and counseling, that calls them daddy in the Lord, is also doing this, all in the name of to make money by all means. They want to blow. You can see him now. This is not alleged, though. He's already arrested and he have confessed to the crime. So people should just scrap this nonsense of touch not my anointed. Because if the anointed of God, or whoever that anointed himself or herself as a minister of God, misbehave, we shall talk about it. Because even in the Bible, Jesus Christ have some anointed disciples, somebody like Peter, somebody like Judas Iscariot that betrayed him with a kiss, and Peter as well denied Jesus Christ. Is he not also anointed of God? Let alone pastor that Only God knows whether he called himself or whether God truly called him. I don't think God called this man. I always tell people, money-making business now in Nigeria, if you know how to read the Bible and you probably can preach the gospel, call yourself for God, and before you know, your church will be full to the brim. In as much as you can even go further to prophesy by saying that thus says the Lord. That one self, 9 people like wella, guys. So, do you have any quarry in you?
Take it or leave it. We are all collectively responsible for the good or bad that our society becomes. The Kiari in you. Abba Kiari today is a new song for trading or tampering with drugs, exhibits, if you like, recovered from a suspect. It was alleged also that Evans the kidnapper complained then that the team of policemen led by the same Abba Kiari that arrested him ransacked his house and went away with some cash which never got to the station. No be today, police they make arrests and the exhibit no go reach station. If you remember, the Wonder Bank owner then, Umana, more than half of the money recovered from his house, now only a fraction reached police station as exhibit. The list is endless. Thanks to the neglect, inefficiency, or if you like, ineptitude that our government, encouraged by all of us, has turned police and our various public institutions into. The custom guy at the port constantly harassing importers for bribe in cash, even after paying the required duties. No be Kiari be that. Immigration will collect money to facilitate your passport issuance process despite paying the required statutory fee. At the end, passport booklet no day, and you think it's only in the police that you have Abba Kiari. The NDLEA guy collects money from drug dealers to help escort their drugs, while the civil defense man employed to protect pipeline is the one holding the light for the man vandalizing the pipeline and protecting the people illegally refining crude. And you think it's only Abba Kiari. It is plenty. People imported bad premium motor spirit fuel into the country and same passed through ports, clearance and validation, destroyed people's cars without compensation, yet no heads will roll. And you say the full NNPC, no be Abba Kiari. They deceive yourself. The service chiefs allegedly buries money meant to buy arms in septic tank behind his house, while his men are dying in battle for lack of arms and ammunition. Tell me, between him and Abba Kiari, who was pass? A lawyer collects money from a client to file a frivolous matter just to delay the course of justice, even when he knows the truth. How is that different from the Kiari's case? A governor consistently creating security to justify his collection of security vote is actually what breeds the Kiari syndrome, free cash. A politician and his cronies amongst us over-invoice contract sum, and in some cases, we either still do a shoddy job or not execute the job at all after collecting full contract money. And today, that same politician will be blaming Abba Kiari. A lecturer sleeps with female students and collect money from the male students in exchange for mark and still goes on strike over non-payment of salaries, will be shamelessly pointing accusing fingers at Abba Kiari today. A civil or public servant who is collecting kickback for doing the job he's paid to do is not different from Abba Kiari. Make I tell you if you don't know now. Our religious leaders, they sell God to their followers while collecting tithe, offering first fruits and all in the midst of hunger for their personal benefit. Tell me if that one no worse pass Kiari. Remove the log in your eyes. You are a youth suffering the ineptitude and misgovernance of our politicians and yet still collect peanuts to help them rig election. Now, they carry this country so. How about the relatives who collect his deceased brother's property, hiding under some repugnant customs while leaving the widow and children to suffer? Definitely, that is worse than selling drugs. Your pikin know they work and know they do business, but comes home with expensive gift items and even feeds you and the entire family, buys you gifts. Are you not encouraging and nurturing the Kiari in him or her? The list is endless. Just add your own and you'll be spot on. We all join hands destroy this country. I will therefore advocate that until we collectively decide to remove the greed inherent in us and decide to imbibe good over evil, deceit, fraud, cheat, lies, and propaganda, irrespective of our position, political affiliation, tongue, or tribe. We can blame Abba Kyari today, and by tomorrow, the next day, the system will throw another Kyari in our faces, as it is inherent in all of us. After all, now who they catch today be thief. Well, that's our package for today. Keep the advocacy going by simply following us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. Let's remove the Kyari in our life before blaming Abba Kyari, because we all contributed to the mess called Nigeria.
So I will say, if people in power, pastors representing Christ on earth, and those influential people in our society are being exposed when caught in illicit business, I think it will reduce the quarry in you and I. But if they give fat envelope as usual and it's being covered up, my brother man and my sister woman, corruption will never cease in Nigeria. That is why you see that in most developed countries, things like this are brought to book and proper investigation being carried out, and if found guilty, you will face the consequence and will be punished the same way the poor that committed a crime be punished. So guys, whether being a rich man or a pauper, nobody should be above the law, not even you and I. Thanks for watching to the end of this video. Goodbye. And most especially, don't forget to expose any